Check one, two. MCLA and SUNY Canton promote good sportsmanship and the student athletes, coaches, and spectators for today's contest. We request your cooperation as all participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, and team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the said competition. Any spectators that enter the playing area during the contest will be removed.
Check. There you go, everybody. Just underway here at the Ruse house. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we're a little bit late with the audio, but as you can tell, 0-0 right now. Just over a minute gone between the Ruse and MCLA Trailblazers. Yesterday it was all Ruse, winning 9-0. Trailblazers with a shortened bench, 7 forwards. 7 forwards and 4 D this weekend, so it's a little bit tough. They'll come back today and see what they can do. They battled all day long yesterday, gave it a good effort, despite being short players. Big day offensively, obviously, defensively, I guess you could say, for the Ruse yesterday, as they improved to 3-0 on this young season. Every weekend, SUNY Canton down Stevenson twice on the road. Home yesterday. And we'll get the draw back in the MCLA zone. MCLA lost their first game 2-1 against New England College. The Ruse, a couple of wins against Stevenson, 5-1 and 4-1, something along those lines. To draw the Ruse control. And Rifter doesn't quite make its way to the net. And stick that Danica alone. Small trunk market, Brad. Shoots it toward the Ruse goal. Brought in by Asha Hansen, the senior from Calgary. Center ice. Anzel up to Lalone. Lalone cutting toward the goal. She gets it taken away. Back out at center ice for the Ruse, Lucy Beal. The transfer from Reading, United Kingdom. Who's look to draw or clear their own zone yet again is O'Keefe. Where's it? Kira got it out to center ice. Morris gives it up. Here's a retreat and set this one up yet again is Anna Pavlasova. Czech Republic. Gets it to the neutral zone. Billy Cote, the sophomore. Outside the zone, and it's held up and covered up by Clara Rayner. Clara making her debut as the netminder, the freshman from Brooklyn, Ontario. West last year. So she is the 4th Rouge goaltender to start in 4 games, to match the success of the previous 3. Canton has 3 netminders who are 1-0. Here comes a chance for 2-on-1 for SUNY Canton. Quick pass in front, off a stick. Get the shot off on the rebound. It was Sophie Bywater. Nice chance there for the Rouge. Sham Jackson broke down the left side. Sham had a hat trick yesterday, her first collegiate hat trick. Going to get this one along the end boards. Jackson trying to feed it to the point, fanned a bit, but the Rouge still control. And they'll have it behind the net. Joey Schemenauer. Now it's Jackson again. Jackson with a wraparound, save made. Rebound to the blue line. Held in by Valaquette. Sidney down the left side. She'll wrist one toward the goal. That goes by everyone. Back out of the blue line. It's held in by Amy Romer. Now here's a shot blocker save, rebound to the slot, held in again by Valaquette. This shot hits the goalie, rebound is there, blocked away, wide. Jackson looked to try to get her 4th goal of the weekend. And Raymer will send it in deep. That'll be Kate. Nicely played out to the blue line, Valaquette. Feeds it up for Taylor Stoll, who's controlling here on offense. You notice a few new names in the lineup this year for the Rouge. There's some first-year players make their debuts at home this weekend. Just a goaltender there. This is a long shift here for both guys, really. And here comes Raymond. She's going to shoot in and go for a change. It's spelled R-O-E in the yellow, but pronounced R-A-Y. Here. Here's a push. Save there by Catherine Moose, the netminder for the Trailblazers. Well, I want to thank everybody for bringing this up on their computer, TV, or their phone for that matter. The Rouge versus the Trailblazers. Welcome to the webcast. Happy to get the hockey season back underway. Both the women and the men's teams for SUNY Canton are at 3-0. The men had a big 2-1 win last night on the road at Nazareth with a third period goal for SUNY Canton. Scott Kremen. Here we go, 2-on-1. Small in right side. Shot goes off the post. Oh, all the way back out to center ice. Looking shot there by Kyla Small. Missed by maybe an inch. Goal right now unofficially 4-1. Evan Pringle, I think, had the other men's goal last night for SUNY Canton. At Nazareth. After last weekend, they knocked off Trine, the number 7 team in the country, and there's a recording. So both the men and the women off to great starts in hockey. Women's basketball had their first game of the year yesterday. Here's a chance in front of the Rouge. That's just wide and stick of Ashton Morris. But Morris gets it again, redirects it in front. Slides over to the boards. Pavlasova at the point. Goes D to D. This one in front, steered wide by the MCLA netminder Moose. Pavlasova with a shot. Pad save. Bounces over the stick of Morris. She'll dump it in deep. Kira O'Keefe. One of my favorite Coloradans. Frees it up for a teammate along the end boards. And a while for the Trailblazers to clear their zone. A lot of offensive zone time for the Roos. As I say that, the Blazers get it out. Pavlasova going D to D. Goal up to 8-1 right now, favor of SUNY Canton, but 0-0 score. After 8 minutes, he's getting pretty easy there. Raymer trying to get it up for Schemenauer. That's going to be icing. The Roos have next weekend. It's on the SUNY. They'll take on Morrisville and host Cortland. So those are 2 home games coming up for Canton women's hockey. Morrisville at 3, Cortland at 3, Friday, Saturday, and then the men play Friday and Saturday evening as well. So you want to see some Canton hockey. This weekend's a great one, 4 games here in the Roos house. Here's Schemenauer looking to go rink wide. A little bit too far in front of Abby Tate. And get a whistle. And the Roos are coached by Kaylee Hart. Assistants are Kyle and Eric Sloan. Perfect staff there for Canton. Gets it back. Jane Panko. Jane lifts it into the zone. Yeah, we can call that icing. That was an icing with a lot of art. Icing nonetheless. The coaching staff for the Roos. Coach Hart played at St. Lawrence. Division 1, but Tayo, same thing, played at St. Lawrence, and then Erica Sloan was a standout beauty. Off the draw, Asha Hansen pushes it into the corner, just wanted to clear out that slot, and comes back to it. She'll move it forward. That goes between the skates of Bywater. A foot race for the puck. License waved off, but I took a funny bounce in favor of the Roos. Here's a backhander right on. Danica Lalonde. Of course, you got another shot on goal. The netminder, Catherine Moose from Pennsylvania. Winewood, Pennsylvania. Located. Chance for the Roos, and the wrist shot from Riley Anzel is deflected. Anzel's got it again, looking for Lalonde in front of the net. Anzel, nice pass out to the high slot. Pavlasova along the blue line to Beal. Beal sends it deep. Anzel's there for the Roos. Lalonde on the cycle. Danica pushes it up the boards. Goes on to it herself. Dangerous pass. And that's intercepted. Pushed the other way. Here's Beal to center ice, off the stick of Small. Blazers bring it over. Wrist shot there by Danchak. And that's blocked wide. Coming to the slot. Anzel there. Roos looking to break out. Here's Lalonde. Lalonde's got Anzel. Couldn't get the pass off. There's that beat. Both teams with changes. Midway through the first. Scores. Roos house. Jackson comes off the end board. Clara Rayner is going to leave it there. Blues defense promptly clears. O'Keefe, lifted pass. Cote, and her pass is tipped wide. Blazers looking to clear. And they do. Sydney Valakat, Sydney's a senior this year. London, Ontario. Bring the puck the other way. Blazers looking to get out of their own end. They do. Off the skate. And Raymer's got it. You got a Raymer and a Rayner. Freshman class this year. Rayner the goalie. Raymer the defenseman. We want to say hi to all the families and parents that joined us. Here this weekend, and I think we'll have quite a few more to mention. SUNY play. Morrisville's always a terrific rival for Canton, and then Cortland is always a heck of a test. So it'll be a good weekend. As I said, the men as well. Wrapped around the boards, knocked out the center ice. Nice defensive play there for Blazers. He's going to take it the other way. Here's a chance 3-on-2 if they hurry. High slot. So you can't controlling off a skate, and he couldn't quite corral it. Bell pass Waters. Had the chance down the slot, but couldn't get the connect on the pass. Now here's Hansen. Center ice for pass Waters. Back to Asha. Had it tied up in her skate, but she still manages to make the nice pass. One through the zone, through the slot. Somehow Jackson manages to come up with it. John Jackson with a pass in front. That was nice. She almost connected. Here's a wrister. Knocked down in the slot. And Jackson almost connected with Taylor Sturgeon. Puck controlled by the Trailblazers, directed toward the net, steered wide by Rayner. Looks like it was Rayner's last name, almost like if she ever became a holster with Rayner. 7 minutes to go in the first. Blues yet to get on the scoreboard after putting 9 up against the Trailblazers yesterday. Shots on goal right now 9-2 in favor of the Blues. Here's Small. Cutting right to left. Small with the pass to the slot. Redirected to the blue line. Pavlasova backhands it deep. In to get it is Abby Tate. Tate drops it off for Dental alone. Over the right side. Silva couldn't quite hold it in, but still control it anyway. Have to get it alone. Over for Beal. He's trying to get a rush here, but we're going to get an icing instead against MCLA. 6 minutes to go, first period of play. 0-0. Blazers. Blazers control, but it's whacked away by O'Keefe. Stick on it that allows Valakat to get it. Link wide to O'Keefe. Just a little mini 3-on-2 potentially for the Blues, but right ahead of the play to bring it back to the zone. Carrying Martin down below us. Terry, probably seen on the screen. Gentleman with the ball cap on right by the table there. Terry is here in Terry Martin Arena. Named after him. Pretty awesome. Jill there. Great to see him. Luis. A lot of games for the win. A lot of games for the men as well. Deep by Canton. Controlled by Enzel. Then at the point, Balaquette's going to sail one wide. Lena gets it deep. Shane Jackson's got it. Back to the wing. It's a mini pass. Shot right on. Rebound in front. Bounces over the stick of Jackson. Good looking shot there by Riley Enzel. Almost found its way into the net. Not quite. Jackson at center ice, battling for it. MCLA comes up with it. This battle for the puck sent into the Rouge end. Jane Panko gets it along the end board. Jane, of course, a social media fan as well. And back for Izzy Borzo. Here comes Borzo. He's in front. Deflected just wide. 50 players. Taylor Stoll. Nice deflection by Stoll. Stoll from nearby Tupper Lake. Stoll to shoulder. Almost another one. Nifty shot there. Tough angle on the right side. The goalie almost looked like a surprise when he got a left pad. And nice shots there by Taylor Stoll. Went to Northwood. Field goes rink wide. Pushed in by the Rouge. That's by Water. Out to the blue line. Pavlasova with a shot that goes off the goalie's shoulder. Kyla Small leaves it for Beal. That one goes wide. MCLA clears. 3 minutes to go in the first. 0-0 the score. Waiting for our first goal here. Small goes back into her own end for Canton. Didn't come up with it. Oh, good shot there. Heads up play by the goaltender, Clara Rayner. That one kind of came out of nowhere. Rayner makes the save. Now look out. Here comes Lalone. Danica over on the left side. Lalone with a centering pass. Nobody. Bywater trying to get it along the boards. Lalone's going to. Now in the corner, Danica spins. Nice move. Holds. Shoots. By Moose. To go in a 0-0 game. So nice. Shots on goal 14-2. Number 22 takes the drive. Of course, Ashton Morris. Nice job by Lalone to pursue the puck and get it. Sends it back in front of the net. Flip toward the blue line and cleared out. Work there by MCLA to get it to SUNY Canton end. In the slot goal, Roosevelt control without kept trying to backhand it out. Held it at the blue line, comes back for Sydney, and she'll backtrack into the corner. Hands on this shot attempt. The centering pass is intercepted, taken back by Trump. Sydney's going to try try to clear this one as Raymer moves it forward up for the lone. He's on the end of the longer shift. She'll head off as Jane Panko goes back to it. Panko back to Kett. Pass and Ruse in. A long pass, a stretch pass before a home run for Haley Cote. Cote gets it, plays it back. Here's a chance for the Ruse. Cote has it, goes off the skate. Cote frees it up. Cote has it in front. Tried to get the backhand off. This one's pushed toward the net by Tate. That one's smothered by Luke. Over pushes it in. 50 seconds to go, period number one. Here come the Trailblazers out of their own end. Shots blocked, nicely done by Panko. Comes back to the Cote's got it. Keith wants the puck. She's got it. She'll trying to wind it up. She'll get it deep and go for a chain. Also there, we get a play for Aspen. Back out to Pavlicova. She on the left side. Panko with a shot. Save. Rebound is smothered by the netminder Luke. Face off. Water to take the draw against Wormser. Pavlicova dumps deep with 10 seconds to go. Booth come up with it. 4 seconds. See if they get a last shot off. They do. Goes wide. That'll do it for the first period of action. No scoring in the first period. Ruse with a decisive shot on goal advantage. 16-2. However, nobody scores. Nice job there by goaltender for MCLA, and that is Catherine Moose from Pennsylvania, the first-year player. Did a nice job. We're going to take a little break. Union mandated. I think I got a concession stand visit coming up. And, that's how they pay me around here. But yeah, we're going to take a break. This game tied 0. We'll see you at the start of the second period. All right, folks, get ready for period number 2 here at the Ruse House. Canton against MCLA. Give the Blazers some credit. 0-0 at the end of 1 after getting hit pretty hard yesterday with a 9-0 score in favor of Canton. Shots on goal, the official shots on goal from the first period were 17-3 in favor of the Ruse. Pavlasova with 3 on net. Sham Jackson with 3 on net. Danica Lalone with 3 on net for the Ruse. And no penalties in that first period. So here we go. Cote, nice job stealing it away from her knees. Pushes it into the zone and comes up with it herself. Well done. Bailey Cote holding on in the corner. Comes out to the point. Sent in deep by Beal. Played around the boards by Gonzalez. Blazers get that to center ice. Slides away from the stick of Monell. And the Ruse get it deep once again. Beal will play it back to the Ruse blue line. As it's sent in, Small takes it. Small, nice pass. Anzel shoots, and it's off a stick and into the netting. Kyla Small with the pass to Riley Anzel. Those two joined up front by Danica Lalone. Right now, Veliquette and Raymer on defense for the Ruse. Maggie Danchak going to take the draw for the Blazers. Here's Lalone behind the net. Danica plays it off the net to herself. Lalone holds, cycles it back. Here's Anzel. Riley off the boards. Been at the blue line momentarily, but then deflected up into the bench. Look out, Kaylee. She got those D1 reflexes. Otherwise, she might have taken that one. Up into the bench of the Ruse. We'll get a face-off in the Blazer zone. And check again to take the draw against Kyla Small. Ruse win the draw. Valiquette plays it to Raymer. Raymer sends it deep. Digging it free is Small. Small couldn't control. Valiquette in the neutral zone, circles back in. Sydney, nice play, down toward the goal. Sydney Valiquette on the wing. Back to Small, her shot's blocked as she's tripped up. Here comes MCLA, chance for a 3-on-2 if they hurry. They're on sides, that was close. Wrist shot right on net. Pushed wide by Rayner. And the Ruse come up with that out of the left corner. Panko up for Lalone. Sent in deep by Passwaters. Isabella's got it along the end boards. Tied up there. Good job coming into the help. That was Schemenauer. Panko at the blue line. Over to Hansen. Asha pushes it deep. We're going to get a penalty upcoming here against the Blazers. First penalty of the game, and the Ruse will head on the power play after the tripping call against MCLA. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes, 31 seconds of the second period. Ruse with their first power play coming up. Face-off won by Kyla Small. Alone plays it to the blue line. Held in there by Beal. Beal's got it. Top of the slot. Over to Pavlasova. Beal again. Beal to Lalone. Danica looks in. Feeds it deep to Anzel. Riley circles to the slot. Wrist shot right on. And the rebound score. Danica Lalone on the rebound. And the Ruse lead it 1-0. Riley Anzel with the first shot in the slot. The goalie Moose looked like she had it momentarily, but couldn't quite cover it up, and Danica Lalone was there on the doorstep, flicks it into the back of the net. It's 1-0. Canton with the lead. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 51 seconds of the second period. Danica Lalone connects. Her first goal of the season, 29th of her Canton career. Danica, of course, a senior this year from Sudbury, Ontario. And she gives the Roos their first goal of the day on the power play. Good-looking power play there for SUNY Canton as they controlled off the face-off, and puck never came out of the zone. Roos feed it forward, tipped in deep by Taylor Stoll. Stoll digging for it. She'll free it up for Borzo. This one comes in front, and it's going to be taken by the Trailblazers. Abby Tate was there. She got upended. Now Borzo is going to take it back, flips it toward the net, and Moose makes the stop. And teams will change up. Kind of ironic. Taylor Stoll, of course, is from Tupper Lake, and if you've ever driven through Tupper Lake, occasionally you'll see a moose or two. I certainly have, and so Stoll going up against the Trailblazers goaltender Moose. I guess you say she's not the first time she's seen a moose. It's a stretch, huh? Blazers looking to clear. They do. Jane Panko's got it. She'll send it in deep. Come back out. Jane's got it again. We need to get a whistle here. What do we got? I looked down for a second, to be honest with you. I don't know what that call was. We're going to get the draw all the way back into the Canton zone. I drove through Tupper Lake one time, and it was the biggest moose I've ever seen. Yeah, not kidding. All right, here's a chance for the Roos. Riley Anzel over the blue line, skates in, takes the shot, save made. Anzel pushes the rebound wide. Panko trying to direct it toward the net, sails by everybody. Anzel holds it in along the blue line. Riley Anzel to the slot, lost it. Taken the other way. And floated wide of the net by Bardsley. Valaquette to Lalone. Up to Anzel. Riley flips it toward the net on the wrister. Comes back to her. She'll hold. Plays it rink wide. Raymer trying to get it deep. She does, but the Blazers take over there. Here's Rebecca Ade. A day. Roos had a day yesterday. Yeah. Here's Jackson. 2-on-2 over the blue line. Fed it up for Schemenauer, who had it trickle off her stick. Back to Jackson behind the goal. Shem Jackson tried to get the shot off. Pushed off the puck by Danchak. Jackson's got it back. Centers it for Passwaters, whose shot is wide. Shoveled in deep by the Blazers. Taken away by Passwaters. Isabella plays it at the blue line. A wrist shot on net. Moose with the save with the pads. Danchak there for the Blazers. Pinned against the board by Passwaters. Jackson keeps her feet moving. She's got the puck. She's going to try the wrap around, but it's whacked off her stick. Good job using her body to shield the puck and take it. Sends it back in deep further. Roos good on the forecheck. And they'll hold it in. And they'll get a change too. Not everybody, but some. Here's Taylor Stoll. Stoll back to Beal. Beal with a shot that goes just wide. Jackson tried to redirect it. She got a piece of that one. Sent back in deep. Stole the first one to the puck yet again. Her opponent lost the stick. That allows the Roos to control. Here's Beal. D to D, Pavlasova. Anna's shot knocked in front. Long rebound all the way to center ice. 7 minutes gone in the second. 1-0 Roos on a Danica Lalonde goal. Stretch past the center ice. Tate had to go off her stick. We're going to get an icing call against Canton. Bailey Cote getting something checked out over there by the trainer. She appears to be okay because she's throwing the helmet back on and the gloves, so she looks like she'll be ready to go next shift. Pavlasova behind the Canton goal. Flips it forward. Nice pass. Tate couldn't quite get it. They'll slide in deep, and Abby Tate is there for the Roos, and she's got it. And Tate in a wrestling match. Flipped up by the Blazers. Taken out to center ice. Nifty move there by Kiera Grom. MCLA with a shot from the point. Blocked down by Taylor Stoll. Roos not quite clicking on all cylinders like they were yesterday on a 9-0 win. Right now 1-0 as we approach the midway point of this game. Give some credit to the Trailblazers today, playing considerably tougher, and their goaltender Catherine Moose has been strong. That Lalonde goal, the puck just got through the goaltender on the Anzel shot, and then Lalonde cleaned up the rebound. This one goes hard around the boards. Tate in a first race for the puck along with a couple of Trailblazers. Nice job there by Stoll to go hard along the boards, block a clearing attempt. Now O'Keefe's got it. Kira holds and skates. Dumps in as the Roos go for a change. Borgo had it. Now she gets it again. Borzo in the corner for Morris out to the blue line as Sydney Valaquette couldn't quite hold it in. Up for Borzo. Borzo down the left side. Nifty move toward the goal. Borzo centering pass and a goal. Ashton Morris tucks it away after a pretty play by the rookie Izzy Borzo. Borzo to Morris, and it's 2-0. Time of the goal, 9:05 of the second period. And for Ashton Morris, that is her first goal of the year and third of her career. Pretty play by Borzo, and Morris was there waiting for it and tucked it home. 2-0 Canton. Here come the Roos yet again. Anzel with Lalonde. Anzel's shot off a skating in behind the goal. Lalonde whacks at it, bounces in front of the netminder, and Moose covers it up. Look at the face-off yet again in the MCLA end. Roos control. Here's Sydney Valaquette with a centering pass. Redirected into the corner. Back to the blue line. Raymer, her wrister batted down. Held in by the Roos again. Here's Small. Raymer trying to send it in. Blazers have it, but now they don't. Here's Anzel, does a nice job holding up, letting her team get onside. Riley spun around in the left corner, and MCLA will clear. Valaquette back to get it. Nice play up for Anzel. It'll come back to the Ruse D as Beal goes D to D. Valaquette, rink wide to Anzel. Centering pass for Small. Bouncing puck, Jackson over the boards. Couldn't quite corral it. And it's back to Beal. Beal now for Jackson. Sham toward the slot. Jackson, backhander, just wide. She'll get her own rebound in behind the net. Sham Jackson is there. Gets it to the blue line for Beal. Sends in deep. Pass Waters after along with Gonzalez. And Ruse hold it in yet again. Schemenauer trying to center that one, but it comes to center ice. Pavlasova gets it. Back to Schemenauer. Nifty move. Down the left side. Feeds it in front right on. Rebound. Shot is stopped by Moose before Schemenauer could shovel it in. Nice looking play there for SUNY Canton. Ruse on the forecheck yet again. They've got it. Good work there. That was pass Waters. Jackson is here. Jackson to the top of the slot. Goes through the defense. Wrist shots blocked into the right corner. All the way out of her own end, and shooting it in is Wormser for the Blazers. Look out, here comes Sham Jackson. Nice centering pass there. Ruse move over, here Schemenauer. Schemenauer to the end boards. Couldn't control. Ruse looking for a change here. As they send it in deep, and they'll get the change. Held in nicely by the Ruse. Here's Borzo. Moose is going to cover this one up. Borzo with some opportunities here. Borzo from Kenmore, New York. Played for the Amherst Lady Knights last year. The freshman looking for her first goal. She had an assist earlier in this contest on Ashton Morris's pretty goal. Stoll to take the draw against Katie Pika. Wrist shot right on by Borzo. She's got her fair number of shots in today. Tate back to the blue line. Panko. Jane dumps it deep. Borzo is there. Taken away by the Blazers. Now taken back by the Ruse. Spinning away is Abby Tate. Tate, nice play to Panko. Down the left side. Shot right on. Like the netminder Moose got her glove on it. Couldn't quite control it, but her teammates help her out and clear the zone. Bardsley sends it deep. 7:20 to go in the second. 2-0 SUNY Canton. Ruse once again skating out of their own end. Here's Tate. Tate along with Stoll. Tried to feed it to her, just a little too far out in front. Taylor Stoll goes to the boards to keep it in momentarily. But it's back out as Bailey Cote's got it. Cote, full head of steam down the right side. Cote out to Valaquette. Sidney with a wrist shot, redirected just wide by O'Keefe. Morris is there. Cote now. Valaquette. Cote, wrister, just wide again. A nice looking play. O'Keefe getting a piece of that one and redirecting it. Didn't miss by much. Here's a feed in front. Wrestle for the puck, and Moose will cover it up. Ashton Morris looking for her second of the day. The SUNY Canton men start at 4 today on the road. They're at Elmira, so they're just about getting underway. And That's the last Ruse game today. Women's basketball will play at home tomorrow at 1 o'clock against Delhi. Here's a wrist shot, save, rebound, scramble in front, and it's dug free by the Ruse, Ashton Morris. That was a close one as Rayner made the save, and then it was a group of players trying to dig it free, but Morris comes up with it. Now here's Ekblad trying to move it forward as the Blazers get a change. Look out. Here comes Small. Small on the side of the net. Tries to redirect it toward the net. Rebound is there. And Moose will cover it up as bodies are sent flying. Catherine Moose trying to fend off a couple of Ruse in front of the goal. Lalone was there along with Kyla Small and Riley Anzel. Small will take the draw against Wormser. Wormser wins it. But Lalone comes up with it. Danica with a feed in front. Push to the wall. Blazers look to clear, but they don't as Lalone takes it away. Danica wrist shot whistles wide. Lalone with the first goal of the day for Canton. That one didn't miss by too much. Ina Pavlasova, the end boards. As she gets this one forward, Small is going to outrace everybody. No, make it Riley Anzel. Anzel feeds it in front for Small. Back toward Anzel, but she could not get the stick on it. Decent opportunity there for the Ruse. Pavlasova in the neutral zone. Here's Anzel yet again. Right side wrister, save, rebound. Bounces to the half wall. Jackson digging for it. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a penalty here. And it's going to be a high sticking call. And that's going to go against the Blazers, Kiera Grome. So the Ruse are 1 for 1 on the power play. They'll get the power play right here. Passwaters out there with Kira O'Keefe, as well as Bailey Cote, Valaquette, and Panko. Off the draw, Passwaters wins it. Valaquette, left point. Sydney down to O'Keefe. Back to Valaquette. Back to Kira O'Keefe. Good hard around the boards. Out to Panko. Panko to Passwaters. Passwaters high slot to the right side. The Ruse control. Now Valaquette at the slot. Wristed toward the net. Moose kicks it away with the pad. Back in front. Nice hard wrister. Rebound. Moose with another save. That's passed there by, I think that was O'Keefe. Might have been Cote. Here's the long drive, and the slap shot by Panko is stopped by Moose. .352 to go in the second. 2-zip Canton. 1:18 left on the Canton power play. Unofficially shots on goal right now. Quite a bit lopsided. 38-5 in favor of Canton. But Moose has only been beaten twice. One on a rebound, another on a real nice pass. Canton controls. Pavlasova to Beal. Back to Pavlasova. Anna to the high slot. Beal. Left side, Lalone. Anzel, rink wide. Pavlasova's shots blocked. Anna's going to get it back. High slot for Beal. Lalone to Beal. Back to Lalone. Danica takes it deep. Around the net. Feeds it to the wing. Pavlasova shoots and scores. Anna Pavlasova scores the assist to Danica Lalone. And it's 3-0 Canton. Power play goal, time of the goal. 16 minutes, 42 seconds. Great puck movement there for the Ruse, and they lead it 3-0. That might have been deflected in front, but I think It's going to be Anna Pavlasova with the goal, her 4th of her career and 1st this season. Real nice play. And Anna didn't hesitate on that one. She let it rip. 3-zip ruse. Of course, Anna, in her spare time on campus, known for DJing some of the other athletic events here on campus. You know, she spins the tunes off the computer and does a nice job. So Anna Pavlasova, her 1st of the year, and it's 3-zip. After a scoreless first, SUNY Canton has come up with 3 here in the 2nd. Here's a chance for another one, but it's Moose covering it up. Is she doing the splits down there? Didn't look comfortable. Might have been the splits, or she just kind of had her knees out in front of her, and the pads were stacked from pretty much post to post. Players tied up off the draw. It's going to be Abby Tate coming up with it. Tate spins, plays it over to Borzo. Now out to Valaquette, the blue line. Reaching for it was Raymer. Couldn't quite get it. And MCLA takes it back the other way. As Bizayo sends it deep. 2.5 to go in the period. Centering pass for the Ruse, taken by Abby Tate. Tate cruising along the blue line, dumps in, actually batted down. Valaquette back to get it. Over to Raymer, to Valaquette. Sydney looking to send Borzo in. Icing will be waved off. Somebody lost their guitar down there. Gonzalez out of the corner. Lepanko takes over for Canton. At the blue line, look out. Here comes the Ruse. Cote's shot is blocked. As SUNY Canton was headed in quickly. That was Bywater. Blazers come back the other way. Bardsley dumps in. And for Canton, it's Asha Hansen. Now Cote, nifty move over the blue line. Wrist shots on, Moose with the save. On the shot by Bailey Cote, the sophomore out of Chandler, Arizona. Bailey went to Ontario Hockey Academy before coming here to Canton. It's a bit of a trek home. Face-off won by Canton. Pavlasova dumps in deep. And Jackson on the forecheck steals it away. Yeah, she brought that out. The Roos are going to have to check up here. They do. And then they'll go back at it. As Gonzalez will take it along the boards. Got it to center ice where Beal takes over. Beal to Sham Jackson. Directed into the corner. Gonzalez had it, lost it. Jackson did the same. At the blue line, from her knees, kept in by Beal. Pavlasova goes all the way to the end boards. The defenseman's got it. Anna holds. Cycles it back into the corner. Schemenauer for Beal. She sends it in behind the net. Passwaters is there. Blue line for Pavlasova. That was deflected. Anna did a nice job getting it back quickly. Then Beal. Pavlasova over the blue line. Swept over by Schemenauer as we run out of time here in the second period. Well, after a 0-0 score after one, the Roos come back in period number 2 with 3 goals. Well done by SUNY Canton as they connect 3 times. And at the end of 2, it's Canton 3, MCLA nothing. We'll have stats for you right before we start the third period of play. Hope you're enjoying this one. We'll talk to you in a bit. we're getting ready for the third period of play here in Canton. Ruse leading the Trailblazers 3-zip. On goals by Danica Lalone, Ashton Morrison, Anna Pavlasova. All second period goals, 2 of them power play goals. Lalone started us out at 2:51 from Anzel and Beal. That was on the power play. Even strength goal at 9:05 from Ashton Morris, set up nicely by Izzy Borzo and Sydney Valaquette. And then Anna Pavlasova, the defenseman, on a power play with a blast from the point at 16:42. Lalone and Beal with the assists. So Danica's got 1 and 1. Beal's got 2 assists. I think that's the only multiple point getters here so far today. Shots on goal, 39 for Canton, 6 for the Trailblazers. Moose has 36 saves for MCLA, and Clara Rayner for the Ruse has 6 saves. That's the update for you here at the Ruse house. And on the road, an update, the Canton men have just scored a goal at Elmira. Elmira seemingly, at least statistically, carrying the play in the first period, but the Ruse score late in the first on their second shot of the game. Goal scored by Nolan Zotter, the assists to William Forsberg. I guess that's the only assist on the play. 1-zip Canton on the road for the men at Elmira. Let's see who is in net for the men. Hooper, Kelsey Hooper. All right, back to the women's action. 3-zip. Ruse with the lead and the puck. Cote in behind the net. This one's going to be taken away by Milena Monell from Tampa, Florida. Ruse get it back, however. Centering pass by Cote. Goes off a skate. She was trying to set up Kyla Small. This one's poked off a stick. Here comes Pavlasova. Anna on the right side. Centers it. Small with a shot and a stop by Moose. Just over a minute gone in the third. Canton up 3-zip. Blazers come over the Canton blue line. Flipped wide of the net. Hansen's there. Asha gets it to Lalone. And it's tied up along the blue line. Ruse will finally come away with the puck. Jane Panko, whose parents are in the house, plays it forward. Riley Anzel, she's been all over the ice today. Here's Anzel with a wrister that goes wide. Small was there on the doorstep, but couldn't get her stick on it. Here's Anzel again. Knocked off her stick. She'll get it back. Plays it rink wide. Passwaters brings it in quickly. Jackson now in the corner. She played it off the boards to herself. Sham Jackson almost played it off the defenseman. Stop made there by Moose. Sham Jackson almost scored that goal from behind the goal line. Dumped in deep, 2.5 gone. Schemenauer along the red line. Knocks it in. Ruse hold it in. Wrister goes just wide. Didn't miss by much by Amy Raymer. Moose, I don't think she saw that one coming. She kind of trying to look around the defenders in front of her, and she looked one way. The puck went the other. But lucky for Moose, it was wide of the goal. Sydney Valaquette wanted to play that one up ice, but Ruse are making a change, so she wisely holds on to it, plays it in for Raymer behind her net. Trailblazers anticipate that pass. Ruse will have to regather in past waters. We'll have it. Valquette's pass is deflected, but it comes to center ice. And here come the Roos on the move. Joey Schemenauer over the line to the slot. Her shot's wide. Rebound off the end boards. Canton controlling. Pavlasova, rink wide. Shot is wide of the net. Taken by Lucy Beal. Beal with 2 points already today. Here's Pavlasova. Deflected up into the netting. Almost 4 minutes gone. Period number 3. The 18 seconds left on that men's first period. Roos on the road and up 1-0. Here's a shot that's deflected into the netting. Yeah, that's the end of the first period on the men's game. So in that men's game, Nolan Zotter with the lone goal, Forsberg with the lone assist, 1-0 Roos the end of one. All right. Be a good one for everybody to switch over to after this game, am I right? Here's a chance for the Roos. Izzy Borzo's shots deflected. In behind the net, it's Abby Tate. Tate's going to drop it off. Beal going to work with Taylor Stoll. That doesn't work out. It's going to go back in the Canton end. Tate's centering pass. Sent back in by Ekblad. Pavlasova over to Beal. Out to center ice. Ekblad down the left side. Ade couldn't control it. Stoll dumps in. Kira O'Keefe pushed off the play. Ade trying to bring it up, but she is ridden off the play. Here's a centering pass. It's deflected into the netting. Good look there by Danica Lalone. But no, that wasn't Danica. That was Bywater. That was 83, not 53. Am I right? Once in a while. Yeah, that was Bywater. Sophie Bywater from Callander, Ontario. Sophie played for Florida Alliance last year. Blazers coming out of their own zone. Here's Bardsley. She'll wrap it around the boards. Fatigue has to be a factor here in the third period for this MCLA team who comes in a little bit shorthanded. With only 7 forwards and 4 defensemen, if you really need a rest, you got to commit a penalty. Not ideal. Here's the wrister from the blue line by Hansen. Kept in. Controlled by Riley Anzel. Back to Asha. Wrister again. Bounces into the goalie's chest and smothered by Moose. The Moose is loose. On the face-off, it's Milena Monell to clear it out for the Blazers. Oh, everything we got a whistle. I'm gonna icing. Oh, we got a penalty. Icing. Yeah, I looked away for a second, and We'll just take it out to the neutral zone. Why not? 9-0 Canton yesterday. Stoll with a couple of goals. Jackson with the hat trick yesterday. This one to the slot. Shot in deep, and Moose is there. That one got redirected. But Moose was there. 7 minutes gone, 13 to go in the third period. MCLA coach is coached by Julia Dessert. Assistant coach Danielle Gallietti. Passwater's tied up along the boards, but she gets control of the puck. Here's a wrist shot right on, a rebound. Taken by the Blazers. Another save by Moose. She's got to be about 100 saves for the weekend. And I'm not exaggerating. She faced over 50 shots yesterday, and she's faced 47 so far today. That's a lot of shots. Blazers having a much better day today than yesterday, even though they've given up a lot of shots. Trail 3-zip, but much closer game, clearly. They've done a nice job clearing out their own end, trying to limit the Roos' second chance opportunities. Not too many turnovers for either squad. Okay, here come the Roos heading back in. Pavlasova centering pass. Morris had it bounce off her stick. Decent opportunity there for the Roos. Sophie Bywater kind of starting that whole thing off with a good hard cut down the Trailblazer zone. Ashton Morris passes it up just out of the reach of Bywater, who will go after it and get it in behind the MCLA goal. Bywater drops a pass back. Wrist shot taken by Taylor Stoll that goes just wide. Held in deep here. Stoll with a shot on net. Moose with the save. Roos controlling. Panko circles back to the point. Jane plays it up. Good puck movement here for the Roos. Panko yet again. Hansen down the right side and into the corner. In behind the net, it's Abby Tate. Back out to Panko at the point. Her shot's on net on the left side. Roos still controlling. Asha Hansen takes the wrist shot, score! Goal for Asha Hansen on the right point. Flipped that toward net, a crowd in front. Made it tough for the goalie to see, and the Roos connect. That might have been deflected, and I think it probably was, by Taylor Stoll out in front. As Stoll leads the congratulations line down the bench. So let's figure that Asha Stoll got a piece of that. Or excuse me, Taylor Stoll got a piece of that Asha Hansen shot. And it's 4-zip in favor of Canton. We'll get a timeout here on the ice. So Asha Hansen with a nice shot. Headed toward the net. Redirected right in front by Taylor Stoll, who gets her third goal of the weekend. 2 yesterday. I think it was Bailey Cote who had 2 yesterday as well. So a lot of scoring this weekend for the Roos. 13 goals so far in 5.5 periods. to resume action. Yesterday, Alyssa Townsley with the shutout for the Roos. Earlier in the year, Molly Lenahan and Abby Seaman picked up wins in between the pipes. So the Roos have 3 goaltenders who are 1-0 right now, and Clara Rayner appears to be on her way to make it a 4th Canton goaltender at 1-0 through 4 games in the season. Here comes Kira O'Keefe. Kira to the wing, her shot pushed wide. Cote now out at the point. Valaquette, her shot is deflected up over the net. O'Keefe in the corner. Now Cote behind the goal. Cote, nice spin move, has the puck. Kofe in front, couldn't quite connect with Kira O'Keefe. And the Blazers shoot this one all the way down off the stick of Valaquette, so no icing as everybody changes. Nice move by Lalone to elude the hit. Here's Anzel. Swept off her stick. Back the other way is Bardsley. Her shot wide. Pavlasova frees it up. Beal moves it forward. Lalone will leave it there for Small. 3-on-2. Small shot wide. Rebound off the end boards. Taken by the Blazers. Pavlasova to Beal. Beal for Lalone. Turnover into the Roos bench. It's Molly Lenahan. Had to be quick to get out of the way of that one. Heads up, Molly. She's kind of shaking her head on that one. Maybe it was lucky the goalie was down there. You need the quick reflexes to avoid that one. Here come the Roos out of their own zone. Jackson gets over the blue line, holds onto it, leaves it at the point, sent in deep. Ekblad gets it out. Beal takes over. Hansen now. Up ice for Schemenauer. Back to Jackson. Feeds it in front. The Blazers clear. And if you're MCLA, short bench, he's got to take those short shifts in the third period. Look to get it deep, get a change, look for a break the other way. Here comes Passwater's over. Nice drop pass. Jackson with the shot that's blocked. Sham gets her own rebound. Circles back toward the net. This one's blocked. Kiara Grom doing a nice job defensively there for the Blazers. Bardsley pushes it forward. Jane Panko will take it away. Ade trying to move it in deeper, but it's deflected all the way back down by the Roos. 7 minutes to go in this 4-0 SUNY Canton lead. Grom is there. Taking it over is Bardsley. It's not. It's Bizayan. Well, there's a hit along the boards. It's going to be a penalty. As Sydney Valaquette took the hit, but she bounces right back up, and headed out will be Maggie Danchak. So Danchak for the Blazers heads out on the penalty. 2 minutes on the clock. The Roos head on the power play, and I think they're 2 for 2 in the power play. And the goal is by Lalone and Pavlasova were both on the power play. So they'll see if they can go 3 for 3. O'Keefe's got it. Back to Valaket. Now O'Keefe. Kira plays it off the end boards. Controlling there is Cote. Bailey trying to center a pass. She had Passwaters cutting down the left side. Now Passwaters has it behind the goal. Off the boards to Valaket. Panko sends it to the wing. Comes back to her. She'll switch sides with Valaket. Sydney down the right side now. Cote back to Valaket. Over to Panko. Wrist shot wide, and the rebound just out of the reach of Bailey Cote. She would have had a good opportunity there, but just couldn't quite corral it. Now here comes Kira O'Keefe. Kira holds. Jane Panko. Valaket to the wing. Played by Lalone. Passwaters behind the goal. Will change on D as Panko goes out. Pavlasova comes in. Pavlasova backhander just up over the goal. Got deflected high. Pavlasova plays it to the end boards. Ruse change on the power play. Get some fresh skaters out there, yet keep the puck in the zone. Well done. Here's Beal. Over to Lalone. Side of the goal, O'Keefe. Into the slot. Comes back. And Ruse hold it in. The Trailblazers got to be getting gassed here, killing off this power play. It's been in the zone, I think, all the entire minute 40. Here's a shot. Rebound save. Rebound again in front. And Moose covers up with 13 seconds left on the Ruse power play. 4:41 to go in the third period. And you look at the shots in this one. 56 for Canton. 6 for the Blazers. 56. Hey, yowza. That's a lot of shooting. Good job by Moose for the Blazers. To, unofficially anyway, make 52 saves in this one, over 100 on the weekend. Pavlasova, wrist shot in on net, making another save. That's a stubborn Moose. Yeah. Off the draw. Riley Anzel to the end boards. Plays it rink wide. Lalone with a shot. Save Moose. I say for the 53rd time-ish. Here we go. Blazers back at full strength. They kill off a Canton power play. First time they've done that. Canton was 2 for 2 with the advantage in the second period. 0 for 1 here in the third. Yeah, sweet Caroline. Canton wins the draw. Beal plays it up for Borzo. It'll come back to the wing. And Borzo trying to hold it in along with Taylor Stoll. And it comes the other way. Bardsley. No, it's not Bardsley. That's the 18 and the 16 look awfully similar, but it's Bazile who lost her footing. There's Bardsley to get it in deep this time. Around the boards for Canton. Morris gets it up for Stoll. Sends it deep. Turnover here. Schemenauer. Schemenauer pulls it in. Lets it go. High over the crossbar. 3 minutes to go in this one. 4-zip Canton. Schemenauer gets it. Joey to the blue line. Panko. Panko moves that one in front, but nobody home for Canton. This one's going to be held in. Well done by Bywater. Sophie Bywater dumps deep. The two teams will tangle along the end boards. Flip to the blue line. Nice job keeping it in there for the Roos was Panko. And this one comes out to center ice. Hansen to Panko. Back to Asha Hansen. She'll let the shot go, and it's a glove save by Moose. That one looked like it was sailing just wide with 2:08 to go in the third. What to do for dinner? What to do for dinner? It's kind of the question we're all asking ourselves right about now, don't you think, Aiden? What to do for dinner? Yeah, it's that time. Off the draw, between the circles, quick shot in on net. I'll tell you, Moose is just ready for the shot. I guess she needs to be because she's getting peppered all weekend long. But she did a nice job anticipating that one on the pop fly. Quick turnaround shot by the Roos. Now we're exactly 2 minutes to go. You know who probably deserves a really good dinner is Catherine Moose, the goaltender for MCLA right now. She's been busy. She has been busy. She's got to be exhausted. And, you know, with a short bench, I suspect that a lot of the Trailblazers are. They've battled hard here today and done a nice job. From the blue line is a shot. We're going to get a penalty here on a cross check out in front as Kyla Small got blasted from behind. She appears to be okay, but it'll be a Roos power play. They got 60 shots up on the scoreboard right now, and they're going to get some more as Gonzalez heads to the box in the cross check. Time of the penalty, 18-16. So Canton 2 for 3 with the power play. They'll win the draw. Pavlasova over to Beal. Now to Lalone. And Zelgo's cross ice. Pavlasova feeds it in front. Shot just wide. I think Kyla Small thought she had that one. And this one's smothered by Moose. Kyla lifted her arms up on that one. I think she thought she had a goal. That one puts a smile on the face of a couple folks. Roos again. Beal. Lalone. Danica dancing in behind the goal. Back to Pavlasova. Her shot. Goal. Power play goal for the Roos. Pavlasova from the wing. That looked like it got a little redirected in front. Might have went off a defender, but it's going to be Anna Pavlasova with her second goal of the game. Both of them on the power play, and the Roos lead at 5-0. Time of the goal, 18:52 the third. In for number 11, Anna Pavlasova, her second of the day, fifth of her Canton career. She's got a shot. She can shoot it. First one was a good hard slap shot. This one more of a wrister variety, but Anna connects twice in the power play, and Canton improves to 3 and 4. 3 power play goals today and 4 chances. It's going to be a foot race for the puck as it slides all the way down toward the goaltender. First one there is Passwaters. Final minute of play here in Canton with the Roos up 5-0. Now the Blazers bring it back in. That's Kiara Grom. Her wrister she fanned on that one. Blazers almost got it back in the slot. Couldn't quite do it. Borzo does a nice job sticking with it and brings it out herself over the blue line with a centering pass. Here's Jackson. The backhander by Passwaters is stopped. Nice play there. Jackson of Passwaters. Sham's going to take it back over on the right side. She gets held up, but she's helped up by Passwaters, and Hansen sends it in behind the goal. Borzo holds onto it as time expires here today, and the team comes off the bench to congratulate goaltender Clara Rayner for her first collegiate win, and she gets the shutout. Well done by Clara Rayner and the Roos as they down MCLA. Final score today, it's Canton 5 and the Trailblazers 0. Congrats to Clara Rayner and the Roos. They're off to a 4-0 start. Rayner with her first win of her career in the Roos after beating Stevenson twice last weekend, beat MCLA twice this weekend. They're 4-0 and off to a terrific start. They'll start conference play next weekend, hosting Morrisville Friday and then Cortland on Saturday. Let me try to see if I can get you a quick update on the men's side before we let you go. You can always watch that one online as SUNY Canton men are at Elmira with 7 minutes gone in the second period. It's Canton leading Elmira 1-0 on a Nolan's Otter goal. That'll wrap it up from the Roos house. Terry Martin Ice Arena, where Canton wins this one by a score of 5-0. Thanks for listening and watching, everyone. We'll look forward to seeing you or talking to you next weekend. Have a great weekend.